What's up, Fruitful investors? In this video, I'm gonna share with you 5 ways on how to make money flipping real estate every single time. Now, if you've been following me for the past year, you know that we do a lot of flips. A bunch of my focus now, most of my focus is on flipping properties, but it is a veteran strategy. I normally only recommend flippers or flipping properties for people who are veteran investors. However, if you're a newbie, you can still flip properties, especially with these 5 ways on how to make money. So number 1, first and foremost, the most important thing on how to make money buying a flip is to buy low. Now, I know, Matt, I knew this all the time. You've heard this saying all the time before, buy low, sell high, but it is truly the most important thing when it comes to flipping real estate. If you buy for the wrong price and you buy too high, you've kind of ruined the entire thing. Now, when we do rental properties, we can fudge on the numbers a bit. You know, maybe we paid too much, big deal. If we're holding it for 3, 5, 10 years, you'll make money pretty much every single time, especially if you're investing in North America. It's not really a big deal. With flips, you're turning these around in 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, kind of 5 months max. So if you overpay right at the beginning, you're screwed. Your profit literally lies on the purchase price. So a lot of people think that we make all the money on flips on the renovations, right? The contractors make the house look amazing. We boost the value a ton. That is true a little bit. We can make the value boost up a little bit, but it's not really that much. Your profit, honestly, comes from how low you bought it. So if the property is worth on the market as is, you know, with a realtor for 500 and you bought it for 450, your profit is literally that 50 grand. So it's super, super important. So I'm gonna share with you now the most important formula that you need to use when buying real estate. And if you follow this formula, you will almost guaranteed make money every single time. So if you watch me all the time, you probably already heard this before, but I'm gonna say it again because it's always good for me to slam you guys over and over again. So the after repair value, now what that means is the pimped out value. How much is the house gonna be worth after you make it look fruitful style or your style when it looks really nice? So after repair value times 80%, so 0.80 minus renovations equals max price. So you're probably like, Matt, what the hell does this mean? Doesn't mean anything to me. Let's do a real life example. So in my area, sorry, my dog move just kind of freaked me out there. So the average price of a house, a single detached house, when I'm done with it and it looks all fruitful style in my area, is worth 600K when it's all fixed up, right? So I'm gonna take that 600K, I'm gonna times that by 80%. Now, if my math is correct, this should bring us to 480K. So pretty much, like, you need to know your comps before you go see a house or before you even look at a flip. So before we go meet with a seller, we already know what the fixed up value is gonna be. So we already have this number in our mind before we even go to the house. So we go meet the seller, you know, brings us through the house, we walk through and we're assessing how much the renovation is gonna be. Okay, new kitchen, I gotta do the floors, I gotta do the bathroom floors, et cetera, et cetera. I'm tacking the bill up as I go in my head. And then, so let's say the renovations, which the average renovation for my flips for a decent single family is $80,000, right? So 600K times 80% is 480K minus the renovations. I haven't renovated it yet, so I gotta pay for those. So I minus the 80K from that. That gives me a max purchase price of 400K. So in essence, if I know a house is 600K all done, I have to buy it for 400K. And if you do this and you follow this formula, you're almost guaranteed to make money every single time. This is what professional flippers use to assess what price they should pay for properties. Number 2, so guys, very, very important. I just gave you gold there. That's a huge secret of mine. Number 2, how I always make money on flips is I stick to cosmetics. Cosmetics, man. When am I ever gonna write properly? Never, that's just how it goes. Okay, so I stick to cosmetics. So my kind of, what do you call it? My trick of the trade, my formula is paint, floor, trim, doors, kitchen, bathroom, out. That's kind of my formula. I really only try and stick to buy houses that have this. We don't make money on really anything else. So, which leads to number 3. Let's just go right to number 3. Stay away from guts / structural problems. So this kind of ties off number 2 right here. So you don't make money on, fixing walls or floors that are slanted. So if I walk through a house and the floors are slanted like this because the house is super old and then I gotta jack it up to bring it back to this, we don't get paid for that kind of stuff. If the furnace is crap, we don't really get paid for that. We might just get the value back kind of thing. So if it costs $5,000 to do a furnace and AC, you're making the house price like worth $5,000 more. So it's just net for net, not really anything cool, right? So, and if we're doing like roofs, same thing, those kind of things. Any structural problem, any mechanical things that like we like as real estate investors, right? I love a nice panel that has all the wiring all nice and neat. Yeah. You don't really get paid for that anyway. It's good to just sell a home that's turnkey and the buyer can go, cool, you replace the panel, you replace the furnace, that's awesome, cherry on top. But it's not really gonna push them over the edge to be like, I gotta buy this house. What makes the people do that is the nice fancy light fixtures, the nice restaurant taps on the quartz countertops, right? The paint color, the staging in the house. That's what really sells, and that's where you make all your money, is from those things. So try and stick to houses that just need those things. They're ugly, they're from 1970s, they still have the orange shag carpet, right? So you just replace it quickly with flooring, trim, paint, done. That's where you make the money. Stay away from the total guts and the structural problems. Now, I would say as a caveat, you can do these properties if you get a dirty, smoking ass deal. Then do the total guts. Then fix the foundation that's gotta go back like this. As long as you get a dirty deal, and I would stress if you're a veteran investor who's done multiple flips at least before you get into something like this. Because trust me, this can get out of control very, very quick. Even me, I flipped over 100 homes right now, and we just finished one of these and it went way over budget. I had a budget of 180 grand. It was when I was done, 242 because of all this shit. The plumbing in the basement under the ground was shit. We didn't know till we bought it. I had to replace all that. It was like 10 grand. I don't get paid for 10 grand. I told the buyer, oh, all the ABS plumbing is brand new under the house. They're like, I don't give a fuck. I care about the nice light fixtures that you put over the tub. I can picture myself eating wine and cheese, eating wine while I'm in the tub with the nice light fixture. Okay, that's the kind of stuff where I made the money on. I lost money on all this shit, okay? So that's just one pro tip for you guys. Number 4, moving on here because I know your time is valuable. Okay, this one might be a little controversial, but it's the damn truth. Okay, renovate your properties for the women or whoever is the feminine energy of the couple, okay? So women buy the flips, okay? So when you're doing your flips, think of how the women are gonna react when you go. That's why I say in the last flip, we had this gorgeous deep soaker tub, and I was like, dude, we gotta put a chandelier over the tub because I know the woman in the relationship when she walks through here is gonna go crazy about this tub, and that's exactly what happened. The walk-in closets with all the shelves to put the shoes and the Louis Vuitton bag, etc., etc. This is the mindset I want you guys to get in when you're flipping properties. It is all about the women. The men just go, yes, I'll buy the house. You wanna buy the house? No problem. Because happy wife, happy life, happy feminine energy in the couple, happy life. That's what I'm trying to say. So renovate your properties for the women in mind. The guys like us, like I said, we like the mechanicals. You know, when I walk through a house, there's a brand new furnace. And like I said, the panels there and all the wiring is perfectly neat. I'm like, dude, that guy, that person knew what they were doing when they wired this house. We like those kind of things. Doesn't matter. The women like the countertops and the light fixtures. Oh, they put a gold tap, honey, in the kitchen. It looks so good. Can you just imagine having family dinners here for Christmas, etc., etc., etc. That's what sells the houses. And last but not least, number 5, the fifth way on how to make money is to stay away from exterior work. Unless you really, really have. So when we flip houses, we literally do almost nothing to the outside, only the bare bone just to make it look half-assed, but you won't see me building giant decks, putting in composite decks, doing patio stones. We don't do any of that stuff. Again, you don't make the money on that. Why? The buyers who buy the houses like to do those kind of things themselves, right? So I like to make the inside look amazing, totally turnkey. The buyer can just move in, bring their family in, they set their furniture down, they're done. But they like to go in the backyard and tinker around and do their decks and their gazebos because they feel like, hey, I did something, this is my home. They like doing that kind of stuff. So what we do, if the backyard is really shit, for example, we're flipping a house right now where the backyard is an absolute goddamn gong show. One of the worst backyards we've ever done. All we're doing is literally ripping everything out, ripping out the old shitty deck, everything. We're gonna level it out with some topsoil, put some grass seed down everywhere. That's it. That's all I'm doing, man. It's not gonna look the greatest. It doesn't really matter. The inside is gonna look incredible. So that's just kind of the pro tips we have. But like I said, in this case, the backyard was, man, too awful. I couldn't just leave it. So we gotta do the minimal stuff, but like I said, you're not gonna see me building decks and shit unless I'm doing like a luxury flip, $1 million flip. That's a different case. We're dealing with a totally different buyer. They have expectations, but we're mostly flipping in the first timer, second timer houses, right? 700,000 and under. We're not doing outside stuff. Anyway, guys, I hope you learned something. I hope you liked this video. If you did, smash that like button. Also smash that subscribe button so we can see more of each other. I'll see you in the next video.